Colombia is the fifth largest country in Latin America, with the second largest population of Spanish speakers. It is called the gateway to South America, as it is located in the northwestern part of the continent. With more than 48.25 million inhabitants, and 439,619 square miles of area, Colombia's population are as diverse as its beautiful landscapes. From tropical beaches, huge grasslands, to mountains and snow-covered volcanoes, the Colombian land is plenty of diversity, where its flora and fauna stand out worldwide. In the context of the constitutional recognition of the ethnic and cultural diversity of the Colombian nation, the Colombian Constitution of 1991 protects ethnic diversity under Article 7 and promotes adopting special measures to counter the historical effects of discrimination under Article 13. 5 ethnicities are included in the population of Colombia: Mestizo and White, Afro-Colombian, including Mulatto, Raizal and Palenquero, Indigenous and Romani or Gypsy people. According to the National Administrative Department of Statistics, 4.4% of the Colombian population belong to the 115 indigenous peoples, being the Wayuu, Zenu, Nasa, and Pastos, the 4 indigenous peoples most numerous in the country. 7.3% of the Colombian population belong to the Afro-Colombian population. 0.01% of the Colombian population belong to the Romani people. These groups constitute the 3 most important minorities in the country. In Colombia, minorities are victims of discrimination that manifests itself in violence, forced displacement, the destruction of their territories, and social and political exclusion. The context of widespread violence and neglect of minorities has affected the enjoyment of essential rights, and has intensified impoverishment, the state of defenselessness, and the loss of hope. Unfortunately, the highest levels of poverty, social exclusion, and marginalization occur within areas where most of the minorities are concentrated. Currently, many situations have existed for a long time and continue to violate the Colombian minorities' human rights, just to mention the alarming situation of malnutrition in indigenous boys and girls, the lack of access to drinking water in indigenous territories due to the fragmentation and weakening of the dry forest caused by the mining activity, the mass displacement, forced recruitment, victims of anti-personnel mines, glyphosate fumigations, as a consequence of the armed conflict between the army and illegal armed groups, kidnappings and rapes of indigenous miners by the Colombian army, the assassinations of Afro-Colombian and indigenous leaders who fight for the defense of the human rights of their communities, the deforestation, the precarious health services, the lack of information plans, prevention, and medical equipment. GHRTV condemns all these practices and calls upon the international community. We are concerned for all human rights violations of minorities, the lack of protection by the state, the absence of measures to support minorities have denied them the opportunity to move forward and exercise their rights. Minorities must be provided with proper protection.